She used to light up at the mere mention of your name. Now you are lucky if she even responds to your messages. The pain of being forgotten cuts deep, does it not? But what if I told you there is a way to not only get her attention back, but to make her think about you constantly? The secret lies not in grand gestures or clever pickup lines, but in understanding and leveraging psychological triggers. Right now, you might be feeling desperate, constantly reaching out, trying to stay on her radar. You flood her phone with messages, like all her social media posts, and perhaps even show up uninvited to places you know she will be. Stop. This approach is not only ineffective, it is actively pushing her away. The real problem is not that she is not thinking about you. The real problem is that you have become predictable, available, and, frankly, a bit desperate. These qualities are the antithesis of attraction. They make you easy to ignore and even easier to forget. But what if I told you there is a way to flip the script? A way to make her mind constantly wander back to you, to make her curious about what you are doing, to make her wonder why she ever let you slip away. By the end of this video, you will understand the #1 psychological trick to make her think about you 24/7.7 seconds. More importantly, you will learn how to implement this trick in a way that not only gets her attention, but also makes you a better, more attractive man in the process. Are you ready to discover the secret to becoming the man she cannot get out of her mind? Let us dive into the 5 key steps that will transform you into someone she cannot help but think about constantly. The first step in making her think about you constantly is to understand and harness the power of intermittent reinforcement. This psychological principle is the foundation of many addictive behaviors, and when used ethically, it can be a powerful tool in rekindling attraction. Intermittent reinforcement works on a simple premise. Unpredictable rewards are more compelling than consistent ones. Think about it like a slot machine. If it paid out every time, it would not be very exciting. But because the reward is unpredictable, people keep coming back, hoping for that next win. In the context of relationships, this means being unpredictable in your interactions. If you are always available, always responding immediately to her messages, always eager to make plans, you become predictable. There is no mystery, no anticipation, no excitement. Instead, vary your response times. Sometimes respond quickly, other times take a few hours or even a day. Be enthusiastic in some interactions and more reserved in others. The key is to keep her guessing, to create a sense of anticipation and excitement around your interactions. This does not mean playing games or being intentionally difficult. It simply means living your life in a way that does not revolve around her. Have other commitments, other interests, other priorities. When you do interact, be fully present and engaged, but do not make yourself constantly available. By creating this unpredictability, you trigger a psychological response. She will start to wonder what you are doing when you are not responding. She will look forward to your interactions because they are not guaranteed. She will think about you more because your presence in her life is not constant and predictable. Remember, the goal here is not to manipulate or play mind games. It is about creating a dynamic where your interactions are valued and anticipated rather than taken for granted. It is about becoming someone whose presence is missed rather than someone whose constant availability is assumed. As you implement this strategy, you will likely notice a shift in her behavior. She might start initiating contact more often. She might become more engaged in your conversations. She might even express curiosity about what you are up to when you are not talking to her. But harnessing the power of intermittent reinforcement is just the first step. To truly become someone she thinks about constantly, you need to create a sense of mystery and intrigue. And that brings us to our next step, becoming a man of mystery. Mystery is intoxicating. It creates curiosity, and curiosity leads to constant thoughts. To make her think about you 24/7, you need to become someone she cannot quite figure out, someone who constantly surprises her and keeps her guessing. This does not mean being secretive or playing mind games. It means living a life that is interesting and multifaceted. It means having depths that are not immediately apparent, layers that she can slowly uncover over time. Start by developing new interests and hobbies. Take up activities that she would not expect from you. If you have always been the sports guy, maybe take a cooking class or learn to paint. If you have been all about work, perhaps start learning a new language or take up rock climbing. The key is to continually evolve and grow. Each time she thinks she has you figured out, reveal a new layer of yourself. This constant evolution will keep her intrigued and thinking about what other surprises you might have in store. Share these new experiences with her, but do not overshare. Give her glimpses into your new interests, enough to pique her curiosity, but not enough to satisfy it completely. Let her wonder about the details. Let her imagination fill in the gaps. Another aspect of mystery is in your communication. Do not always say exactly what you are thinking or feeling. Use subtle hints and let her interpret them. This creates mental engagement as she tries to figure out what you really mean. For example, instead of telling her you had a great time on your date, you might say something like, "That was unexpected." It is positive but vague enough to make her wonder exactly what you mean and what you are thinking. Remember, the goal is not to be confusing or frustrating, it is to be intriguing. You want to be clear enough in your communication that she does not feel insecure, but mysterious enough that she is always curious to learn more about you. As you become more mysterious, you will likely notice her paying more attention to you. She might ask more questions about your life, your thoughts, your experiences. She might start to share more about herself in an attempt to get you to open up more. But becoming a man of mystery is not enough on its own. To truly occupy her thoughts, you need to create positive associations with your presence in her life. And that brings us to our next step: becoming a source of positive emotions. To make her think about you constantly, you need to become associated with positive emotions in her mind. When she thinks of you, it should bring a smile to her face, a warmth to her heart. This association will make her mind naturally drift to thoughts of you throughout her day. The key to becoming a source of positive emotions is to focus on quality interactions rather than quantity. It is not about how often you see her or talk to her, but about how she feels when she is with you or after interacting with you. Start by being fully present when you are together. Put away your phone, give her your undivided attention, listen actively, showing genuine interest in what she has to say. This kind of focused attention is rare in today's distracted world, and it will make her feel valued and important. Inject humor and playfulness into your interactions. Laughter is a powerful positive emotion, and if you can make her laugh, she will associate you with joy and fun. Develop your sense of humor, learn to tell engaging stories, be willing to be a bit silly sometimes. Another way to create positive associations is through shared experiences. Plan unique and memorable activities when you are together. It does not have to be expensive or elaborate. A picnic in a beautiful spot, trying a new cuisine together, or even a competitive game night can create lasting positive memories. Be supportive of her goals and dreams. Show genuine enthusiasm when she shares her successes, no matter how small. Offer encouragement when she faces challenges. Being her cheerleader will make her associate you with feelings of support and empowerment. It is also important to end interactions on a high note. The peak end rule in psychology states that people judge an experience largely based on how they felt at its most intense point and at its end. So, always try to end your time together or your conversations with something positive, a compliment, a joke, or a hint at something exciting to come. Remember, the goal is not to be artificially positive or to suppress all negative emotions. It is about creating an overall positive association with your presence in her life. When she thinks of you, she should think of laughter, support, excitement, and warmth. As you become a source of positive emotions, you will likely notice her seeking out your company more often. She might start to share more of her life with you, looking to you for that boost of positivity. She might even start to miss you when you are not around, craving that positive emotional experience. But creating positive emotions is just part of the equation. To truly occupy her thoughts 24/7, you need to become an integral part of her life and her future plans. And that brings us to our next step, becoming irreplaceable. To make her think about you constantly, you need to become an irreplaceable part of her life. This means becoming someone she not only wants in her life, but someone she feels she needs in her life. Someone she cannot imagine her future without. This step is not about creating dependency. It is about adding so much value to her life that your absence would leave a noticeable void. It is about becoming someone who enhances her life in ways that no one else can. Start by identifying your unique strengths and qualities. What do you bring to the table that is special? Maybe you are an excellent listener, always able to offer a fresh perspective on her problems. Perhaps you have a particular skill or knowledge that she finds fascinating, or maybe you have a way of making her feel completely at ease and herself when she is with you. Once you have identified these qualities, amplify them. Lean into what makes you unique and valuable. If you are a great listener, make sure that when she talks to you, she feels truly heard and understood. If you have specialized knowledge, find ways to share it that add value to her life. Another way to become irreplaceable is to be reliable and consistent. If you say you will do something, do it. Be someone she can count on, not just for the big things, but for the small, everyday things too. Become a partner in her growth and development. Support her goals and dreams not just with words but with actions. Help her strategize, offer resources, celebrate her successes. Become someone she associates with her own personal growth and achievement. It is also important to integrate yourself into different areas of her life. Be someone she can turn to for emotional support, intellectual stimulation, and fun experiences. The more multifaceted your role in her life, the more irreplaceable you become. Remember, becoming irreplaceable is not about trying to be perfect or being everything to her. It is about being authentically yourself in a way that adds unique value to her life. It is about creating a connection so meaningful that the thought of losing it is unimaginable to her. As you become irreplaceable, you will likely notice her including you more in her life and her future plans. She might start to consult you on important decisions. She might talk about future plans with you, naturally included in them. She might even express anxiety at the thought of you not being in her life. But becoming irreplaceable is not the final step. To truly make her think about you 24/7, you need to master the art of creating anticipation. And that brings us to our final and most powerful step, the art of anticipation. The final and most powerful step in making her think about you 24/7 is mastering the art of anticipation. Anticipation is a powerful psychological force that keeps the mind engaged and focused on a future event or interaction. When you create anticipation, you essentially program her mind to think about you even when you are not around. The key to creating anticipation is to always leave her wanting more. End conversations at high points before they have a chance to lag. Leave dates while they are still exciting, not when they have started to wind down. This creates a sense of unfinished business, a desire for more that will keep her thinking about you until the next interaction. Another powerful technique is to plant seeds for future events or conversations. Mention an interesting story, but do not tell it fully, promising to share the rest later. Talk about a place you would like to take her someday, painting a vivid picture but not setting a specific date. These unresolved narratives create open loops in her mind that will keep her thinking about you as she anticipates their resolution. Use future pacing in your conversations. This means talking about future events or scenarios as if they are certain to happen. For example, you might say something like, "When we go to that new restaurant next month, you have to try their famous dessert." This creates a sense of continuity and future together, keeping you in her thoughts as she looks forward to these imagined scenarios. Create traditions or inside jokes that only the two of you share. These shared experiences and references will pop into her mind regularly, triggering thoughts of you. It could be as simple as a funny way of saying goodbye or a special nickname you have for each other. Finally, be unpredictable in your gestures of affection or thoughtfulness. Surprise her with small gifts or acts of kindness at unexpected times. This unpredictability will keep her on her toes, always wondering what you might do next. As you master the art of anticipation, you will likely notice her becoming more invested in your interactions. She might start to plan her schedule around the possibility of seeing you. She might express excitement about future plans or conversations you have hinted at. She might even start to create anticipation herself, mirroring your behavior. By implementing these 5 steps, harnessing intermittent reinforcement, becoming a man of mystery, being a source of positive emotions, becoming irreplaceable, and mastering the art of anticipation, you create a powerful psychological cocktail that will keep her thinking about you constantly. Remember, the goal is not manipulation or game playing. It is about becoming the best version of yourself and creating genuine, positive connections. When done authentically, these strategies not only make you more attractive to her, but also lead to personal growth and more fulfilling relationships overall. In conclusion, making her think about you 24/7 is not about dominating her thoughts through tricks or manipulation. It is about becoming someone worth thinking about, Someone who adds value, creates positive emotions, and keeps life interesting and exciting. By focusing on personal growth and creating meaningful connections, you not only capture her thoughts but also build the foundation for a deep and lasting relationship. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please like and subscribe for more content on personal growth and relationships. Remember, the most powerful way to make someone think about you is to be truly worth thinking about. Now go out there and become that person, not just for her, but for yourself.